one story that we had followed for most of the week, and I'm going to peel back the curtain a little bit. I'm going to tell you how the sausage is made just a little bit. I don't want to compromise any of my sources, but what happened was on Sunday, I got an email, got a tip from someone who knows someone at the Antioch, California Police Department. And this person said that Najee Harris was injured in a fireworks accident at some point over the weekend, and that it was going to come out. And that, as rumor had it, he had lost an eye in this fireworks accident. So, and this was right around bedtime on Sunday night. So here we go. Let's mobilize. Let's find out if there's anything to it, because that's what we're here for, to find news and bring you news. And if somebody's going to get it, we may as well get it. But for something like that, you got to nail it down before you even breathe a word of it. So I had my son start searching social media for any sign of a Najee Harris fireworks accident. And there were a couple of stray tweets that didn't get much traction. None of the news outlets were reporting it. So, and this is where I need to protect my sources, but I activated the process of trying to find out whether or not there was anything to it. And there's different things you do. And if you do this for a living, you know what they are. And it's not rocket science. It's not hard to figure out who you would try to contact if you're trying to find out what happened, if anything, to someone who plays in the NFL. And, you know, I kind of wanted to go to bed. It's like, well, I may have to stay up. I may have to write this story. That's fine. That's what we do. That's why we're here, yada, yada. And again, I don't want to blow anyone up here, but and that's no pun intended. That's how it came out. But I came to the conclusion, based upon people I trust, that everything's fine. Not injured. Someone was seriously injured, but it wasn't him. It was a friend of his. Not injured. So I said, fine, I'm going to monitor this. Because it's one of those where you trust your little, like, you know, when you get in touch with people and they don't get back to you, it's like something's going on here. And, you know, the spider sense was telling me there was something to it, but you give people the benefit of the doubt. When they say he's fine, this is fine, that will be fine. Fine. Well, then as the week unfolded, I kept seeing stray little things, and I'm thinking, yeah, maybe something to this. And it was yesterday, Cam Inman of the San Jose Mercury News reported that Harris was injured. No word on the severity. Agent had no comment, yada, yada. So I reactivated the process of trying to find out what the hell happened. And that's when one thing leads to another. We get the statement, and the statement was submitted to multiple media outlets explaining that a superficial eye injury was suffered by Najee Harris as a result of a fireworks incident on the July 4 weekend. It was technically early on the morning of the 5th when this happened. There were other injuries. Apparently, a friend of Najee Harris's was critically injured in the mishap. And, you know, from the team's perspective, and again, I got to protect my sources, but I think the team's attitude is pretty simple. We don't know what happened. We don't know if he's injured, but we know this. Players report to training camp next week, and he'll have a physical, and we'll find out if he's healthy. We'll find out if he's injured. I don't know what a superficial eye injury is. Any injury to the eyeball would not seem to me to be superficial, but we'll find out. That'll be the next step in this. Will he pass the physical and be cleared to practice? Will he be put on the physically unable to perform list? Actually, it would be the non-football injury list, because this is a non-football injury. It's as non-football as it gets. The statement said he'll be ready for the season, and implicit in that, potentially, if we're going to parse words, maybe he won't be ready right away. Maybe he'll miss some training camp. We don't know any of that. And we just sit back and wait at this point. There's nothing we can do. I heard this from a couple of different sources. This didn't come from the statement. This didn't come from the agent, but from other people in the know. I think that there may be some potential liability concerns at play here that may have prompted people to be very careful about what they said early on. So, look, I'm not upset. It happens. We're only as good as the information we get. And unless we were there, we don't know what the hell happened early on. And we didn't report anything on it. We didn't report it. We didn't say he wasn't injured. Part of it was, if he's not injured, it's not a story. But part of it also was, I just kind of had I don't know, maybe he is injured. And sometimes those instincts can keep you from creating a story and a link that is factually incorrect. So we waited, and ultimately what we're told on the record by his agent, Doug Hendrickson, superficial eye injury for Najee Harris. We'll find out what superficial means when he has his scheduled physical next week when he reports for training camp. Okay. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.